How's it going, math fans? Welcome back to some more math fun. Today, we are going to be doing subtraction with borrowing. And we're going to be doing it with some Roblox Adopt Me. We are going to have 5 different pets that might hatch from the egg, and you are going to have to pick which one you think is going to hatch. Each time we answer a subtraction problem correctly, we eliminate one of the animals until there's only one left. Before we take a look at the animals, let's practice a subtraction problem with borrowing. Let's take a look at this first equation. We have 45 minus 28. Now, whenever we are doing subtraction, the first thing that we are going to be doing is we're going to start at the right. We're going to start on our number line with the top number, which is 5. And we are going to jump backwards because we're getting a smaller number with our bottom number, which is 8. And here's the thing. If I try to jump back 8 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I run out of numbers. So what I need to do is I need to try to make this 5 become a bigger number. And we do that by using something called borrowing. Whenever my bottom number, which is the 8, is bigger than my top number, which is the 5, I want to borrow. So how do I borrow? My 5 goes to its neighbor. You might have a neighbor where you live, someone that lives next door. The 5 goes to its neighbor, which is the 4, and asks, can I borrow a number? And the 4 says, of course you may. So the 4 takes 1 away from itself. It becomes a 3. And that 1 that we took away from the 4 to become a 3, we now want to put in front of a 5. Now, instead of a 5, it is a 15. So now, instead of doing 5 minus 8, we can start at 15 and jump back 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we get 7. And now that my 4 is gone, it is now a 3. Now I do 3 minus 2. So let's try it. We're going to start at 3. We're going to jump back 2. 1, 2. We land on 1. And I get my answer of 17. 45 minus 28 equals 17. So remember, whenever our bottom number, this one was an 8, is bigger than our top number, which was a 5, we need to borrow. We go to our neighbor, we take 1 away from our neighbor, and we take that 1 and we put it right in front of the 5, or whatever number is at the top. Very good job, very good job. That is borrowing, and we're going to practice that for the next couple equations. But before we do that, let's take a look at all of our animals, and you can pick which one you think is going to hatch. Here are the 5 possible animals that can hatch from our egg today. I want you to take a look at all 5 of them, and I want you to pause the video, write in the comments, which of these animals do you think is going to hatch from the egg? Here are the choices. We have the alpaca, the blazing lion, the Dracula fish, the kookaburra, or the prism snake. So the alpaca, blazing lion, Dracula fish, kookaburra, prism snake. One of them is going to hatch from this egg each time we solve one of our subtraction problems. We will eliminate one until there's only one left. Make your selection now, and let's take a look at our first problem. Here is our first question right over here. We have 75 minus 36. I want you to pause the video, answer this problem, and when you come back, we'll do it together. All right, you should have your answer written down. Let's write it down. Let's do it together. What do we have? 75, 36. And what are we doing? We're subtracting them. Remember what I want to do? The first thing I want to do is I want to start all the way to the right. I want to start at 5 minus 6. I want to start at 5 minus 6. I want to start at 5 minus 6. So I start at 5 on my number line. I want to jump back 6. But I quickly notice that my bottom number is bigger than my top number. If I try to jump back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I don't have a number to land on. So what do I have to do? I have to borrow. My 5 goes to its neighbor. Its neighbor is the 7. And it says, excuse me, 7, can I borrow a number? And the 7 says, of course you may. Takes one of it away. It becomes a 6. And then what do? We take that 1 that we took from the 7, and we put it right in front of the 5, just like this. So now, instead of 5 minus 6, we have 15 minus 6. So let's start at 15. Remember, because we're subtracting, we want to go back towards 0. We want to get a smaller number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I land on the number 9. And my 7 is now gone, so I want to do 6 minus 3. So let's head over to our number line. Remember, when we're subtracting, we start at our top number, and we jump back our bottom number. We jump back 1, 2, 3. And when we land on 3, and our answer is 39. 75 minus 36 equals 39. If you got that right, give yourself a big thumbs up. And let's take a look and see which animal is eliminated. It looks like the alpaca has been eliminated. The alpaca has been eliminated. So if you pick the alpaca, or if you just want to change which animal you think is going to hatch, make your selection now. Will it be the blazing tiger, the Dracula fish, the kookaburra, or the prism snake? Make your selection now, and we are going to take a look at our next equation. 62 minus 44. 62 minus 44. Pause the video, come up with your answer, and after you do, we'll do it together. All right, you should have your answer written down. Let's rewrite this problem. 62 minus 44. Remember, we want to start all the way to the right. Addition, subtraction. We start to the right and we move to the left. 2 minus 4. The bottom number is bigger, so I think I know what we're going to have to do. We start at 2. We jump back 4. And what happens? 1, 2, 3. We run out of numbers. We need to borrow. The 2 goes to its neighbor. which is the 6, goes next door and says, "Excuse me, neighbor, can I borrow a number?" And the 6 says, "Of course you can." The 6 takes 1 away from itself, and it becomes a 5. And we take that 1 that we took away from the 6, and we put it right in front of the 2. Now, instead of 2 minus 4, we have 12 minus 4. And we're going to jump back 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we land on 8. Now what do? We move on over. It's no longer a 6. Now we have 5 minus 4. So we start at 5. We're going to jump back 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what do we land on? 1. And what do I get as my answer? 18. 62 minus 44 equals 18. 62 minus 44 equals 18. If you got that right, give yourself a big thumbs up. Awesome job, awesome job. And let's eliminate one of our animals. Our snake has been eliminated. Our snake has been eliminated. So we are down to the blazing lion, the Dracula fish, and the kookaburra. If you want to make a change to your guess, make it now. And we are going to take a look at our next equation. 42 minus 19. 42 minus 19. Pause the video, come up with an answer, and after you're done, resume the video, and we'll go over it together. All right, you should have your answer written down. Let's rewrite the problem. 42 minus 19. First thing we want to do is 2 minus 9. Remember, start to the right, and we quickly realize what? The bottom number is bigger than the top number. If I start at 2 and I try to jump back 9, I'm not going to go very far. 1, 2, 3, before I run out of numbers. So what do I want to do? I want to borrow. My 2 goes to its neighbor, the 4, and says, 4, do you mind if I borrow a number? And the 4 says, of course you can. The 4 takes 1 away from itself, and it becomes a 3. And what happens to the 2? It becomes a 12. Now, instead of 2 minus 9, we start at 12. And now we can jump back 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And what do I land on? 3. 12 minus 9 equals 3. Now I move over to my left. I have 3 minus 1. We start at 3. We're going to jump back 1. And what do we land on? 2. And my answer is 23. 42 minus 19 equals 23. 42 minus 19 equals 23. If you got that right, give yourself a really big thumbs up. Let's eliminate one of our animals. The kookaburra has been eliminated, and we are now down to the blazing lion and the Dracula fish. The blazing lion and the Dracula fish. This is it. Last problem. Make your selection. Which animal is going to hatch from our egg? Let's take a look at this last problem. We have 94 minus 67. 94 minus 67. I want you to pause the video, come up with an answer. When you do, resume the video, and we'll do it together. All right, you should have your answer written down. Let's rewrite this problem. 94 minus 67 And remember, we want to start all the way to the right. 4 minus 7. What do I notice? Well, look, our bottom number is bigger than our top number. If I start at 4 and I try to jump back 7, I don't have enough numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not going to work. So the 4 goes to its neighbor, the 9, and says, excuse me, 9, can I borrow a number? And the 9 says, of course you may. We cross out that 9, it becomes an 8. And we take that number that we took away, and we put it right here in front of that 4. And now we have 14 minus 7. So now instead of starting at 4, we start at 14. And now we can jump back 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I land on 7. And now I move on over and I take a look and see 8 minus 6. I can do that. I start at 8. I jump back 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I land on 2. I put my 2 down here. And my answer is 27. 94 minus 67 equals 27. If you got that right, give yourself a big thumbs up. And now it's time to see which animal has hatched from the egg. And the animal is the blazing lion. Our blazing lion is the animal that we adopted today that hatched from the egg. Well, you did a fantastic job today with those subtraction problems with borrowing. Hey, did you guess that it was going to be the blazing lion? If you had fun today, give me another 2 big thumbs up, and I will see you next time for some more math.